So Jonathan, in the backdrop here, I suppose this is the parlour you inherited when you moved in here. So the remnants of it, what was here?
6-side, basically a 12-unit parlour. Very slow, very outdated. I suppose from one point of view you can look at it and say it did a job. Done its job 30 years ago. Very slow, very ineffective, but it did take milk from a cow and put it in a tank.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was not for me.
So how many hours were you milking here, say, for a period before you built?
So probably for the first 5 months of us being here, we were milking 9 hours a day.
Right. How many cows?
That would be about 140, 150.
Yeah.
That's not including scraping and everything else that comes with that. So yeah, good probably just over half of your day was spent in and around this one building, opposed to being over there.
So being this a rented farm or a council farm, a lot of people would say, well, this is what it is and we'll have to stick with it.
Yeah.
You obviously made a decision otherwise and took
Yeah,
a bigger view of things.
Yeah, because it's me working in it, and it's my time. Yeah, and at the end of the day, it would have been my money paying labour to work for me, milking in that. So, you know, going to the next step, spending the money to put the parlour in, that parlour will pay for itself in no time in what we can put through it and the time that we can put it through it.
Yeah. And obviously a lot easier to get people to maybe
Yeah, a lot more people want to milk in
Yeah.
something like that than something like this. So, yeah, never go back.
Yeah. Okay.
Never go back.
So look, let's go and have a look at that, the projects over below and what you built.
Yep.
So Jonathan, we're here at the parlour. It's a second-hand machine, is it, or you have it a few years?
Yeah,
we
we've got it from 18, yeah.
Yeah. What make is it?
Waikato.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many units?
24.
Right.
Yeah.
And say what kind of technologies on it, or what functionalities?
So there's milk meters and ACRs, cluster flush, yeah, and that's it. No auto wash, nothing like that. But yeah, fairly basic, quick going parlour for what we need really.
Right. And you've the cluster cleanse on it, have you?
Yeah.
Do you find that beneficial?
Peace of mind as well, to
Yeah.
be fair. You know, every cow that unit's only milked that cow, in theory.
Okay.
You know, she's been sterilised from one to the other, so it's been good for us, really.
Yeah. And
overall.
your clusters, then you've changed them, have you?
Yeah,
make
so our clusters are on a cluster exchange system.
Yes.
So we don't change any liners or anything like that. They send us 4 boxes with completely new clusters, new liners, all done, ready to go. We swap them out, put the new ones on, and off we go. We just pay a subscription essentially every year, or every time we change, which works out probably the same as the time and the energy to just change the liners. So you know it's done, you know it's clean, you know it's ready to go.
Okay.
So
How often do you change?
we're changing now every quarter, so yeah, every 3 months, just over like yeah, the more cows you milk, the more you got to do it. So
Yeah. And you see a benefit for that, do you?
yeah, 100%. Like when we send them off, we'll see from 1 to 24 which part of the parlour is getting more use for a start for when they analyse it.
Yeah.
If you've got any sort of niggly problems, you can guarantee it normally comes down to one of those. So yeah, there's a great benefit for me, and it's quick and easy.
Okay. Have you seen a pattern in terms of the usage within the parlour in terms of?
I suppose a small amount. We'd probably milk slightly harder on the front.
Yeah.
Generally, you've got an odd line that would happen anyway.
Yes.
But no, not tremendous. Like, to be fair, I would say from the middle out, the hottest water hits from the middle of this wash line, and they would splay out. You would see a small amount of that on the way back through, just in rubber damage. But other than that, it's pretty consistent.
Right. So you've a manual back gate then. Do you use that every milking?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, everything is manual, I suppose. We can open the front doors, back doors, you know, the same way, just batch feeders. Yeah, the more grass there is in the field, the less you probably need that back gate.
Yeah. So your adjustable breast rail then, do you move it much?
No, it's set now, to be fair. Yeah, everything's set to where we want it to be.
Yeah. Feeders then, your standard batch feeder?
Yep.
Yeah. Your head rail, useful?
Bigger cows, yes. Smaller cows doesn't really make too much of a difference.
Okay. And what are you seeing with the bigger cows? Is less damage to the feeders or?
Yeah, there's less bullying of the smaller cows.
Yeah.
They tend to not chuck their head around so hard.
Okay. So you went pendulum gate
Yep.
for your exit gate?
Yep.
Work well?
Yeah, very well, very quick. Yeah, you'll catch 90% of what goes out that shouldn't. Yeah, quick, easy, and light to pull from whichever end of the parlour you're on. So,
Okay.
yeah, pretty efficient, really.
Yeah. So in terms of exits then, cows go
Yeah, so because it's only me most of the time, generally in the summer they'll always go that way.
Yeah.
Winter they'll go that way. Then around the other side where the race is, there's just a standard race and an AI race. So if I've got to pull out a cow, I can know, I'll find her in the line. All I've got to do is stand that gate there, and then there's my sort of manual separation gate.
Yeah.
To the best of my ability anyway. So
Yeah.
it works. Yeah, it works well for a one-man system, which is what it had to be.
Yes.
So
So in terms of construction here and as well, so there was no parlour here, was there previously?
no, so this was all basically greenfield site last September. We dug the pit, I think it was September the 15th, I think I started digging the pit. Then between me, my brother and my father-in-law, we constructed this.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So how long did it take you?
we were milking in here on the 21st of December.
Okay.
same year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 4 months.
Yeah. Good. So wall panels on your side as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all just yeah, precast walls just to go as quick as we could really.
Yeah.
They just slide into place most of the time.
So you extended then you're off the existing shed as it you came
Yeah.
across the same angles?
Yeah, basically same pitch, right the way across. We've got more cubicles to go in there, but everything had to match what that shed
Yeah.
did originally.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what kind of output have you at the moment, or how many cows an hour can you milk here?
So we put 138 through there now. That would pretty much be about an hour and 10 minutes milking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no trouble at all. That's on your own. If it's me and Marina, yeah, you'll do that in under the hour, no problem at all.
Yes.
Again, if the cows come in with a lot of milk, that's what you're waiting for. You're not waiting for the parlour. Essentially, you're waiting for the cow. Yeah, you couldn't really ask for a better output for a simple system, I don't think, really.
Yeah. And not much to go wrong.
No, very little, to be fair.
Yeah.
Very little.
So we're looking at your exit anyway here. So
Yep.
do they go down single file or down on
Yeah,
the
so
left?
they can go down either or, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just have it open there to clean now, so we do. But depending on, I suppose, it's nice when they just flow out steadily through the single file one. They get used to it, they get used to the TV, to just know to do it with no rush, no push. But then at the same time, it's nice to get them to go through the AR race. In a minute when we start breeding, they're not going to be scared to go in there.
Yeah.
It's just going to be another natural place. So we do all of our AI in after milking.
Yeah.
So they naturally know to go there anyway. It's not forcing them into that different thing that they don't see every day. So it works fairly well for me anyway.
Do you do your own AI or do you get someone in?
No, it's all
Okay.
done outside of it. So.
Yeah. Tail paint then is there? Or?
Yeah, this is all tail painted. Our springers we synced up just to get one type block, which worked fairly well, to be honest. But equally, yeah, generally it's just tail paint and go for it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Good. Your dairy sauce here, is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tank room.
So did you bring that tank from your previous farm?
Yeah, that tank was in the previous one as well, so it was. So
Okay.
yeah, it's 10,000 litres. So it's good for us for the moment. We've got another tank from the old dairy to come and sit next to it in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the moment, it's doing us
Okay,
fairly well.
great. So how often are you collect it then, the milk?
Every other day.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, every other day. So.
What time? Does it vary?
Yeah, it varies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it varies, to be honest with you. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's never too much of an inconvenience, but it does vary.
So your automation then, here from a milk or a washing point of view,
Yeah.
there's no auto washes. It's just a basic
Yeah, it's just
manual setup.
Basic manual setup, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we control everything that goes into it and comes out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose there'd be no drama to put the auto wash on it, but then at the same time, we put that wash in, we wash down the clusters as best as we can and get everything there done. So by the time you've done all that properly, you're already here anyway. So
Yeah.
for me, it doesn't really appeal to save me a lot of time.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would if I had it, and if I had it, I'd probably never go back.
Yeah.
But while I haven't got it, I don't really miss it.
I know.
So.
And you're in a new setup. You need to control
Yeah, I mean,
the expenditure and
yeah, like I
Yeah.
say, it's all got its place, and this place will come in time.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Very good. So we might just have a look at your collecting yard then, say
Yeah,
next and walk out there. So what time would you milk in the afternoon usually?
About 3:30,
Yeah. And in the morning?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Why so early?
Because we can be finished, like sure, when we're like up to 220, 230 cows, we start at the same time. In the evening, we'll start 4 o'clock or 3:30. You know, cups will easily be on by 4. Like I said, I've got 2 young kids. Like, I've still got a life.
Yeah.
I've got to get up early, yeah, but my life...
To be ready for them.
My life shouldn't impact what they need to do.
Yeah.
So it was my decision to go dairy farming, not theirs.
Right.
So I'll be there for them as much as I can be.
Yeah.
Hence why we have such a large parlour and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is all about output, but also our way of life and their way of life. You know, if I'm tied here every day, which I am, I need to have a few days where, you know, we know that they're doing something, we can just get on and do it without relying on everybody else to come in and work or milk for 6 hours of a day. So, yeah, for me, it was always the way. I've always been a bit more of an early bird, I suppose.
Yeah, no, fair play.
Yeah.
So 4 o'clock, cups on. What time are you finished? Say that you can go in for your breakfast maybe and jobs done typically?
So if you were going to like a winter routine, then we would be in for breakfast by 10:15.
Yeah.
That would be everything scraped, bedded, fed, yeah, ready to start again in the afternoon.
Okay.
And at the same time in the evening, we'd be in, yeah, everything would be finished there by 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Right.
It just gives you that, you know, that freedom to do something in the evening with the kids or not. We'll catch up on the paperwork, which you probably wish you'd done in the first place. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it works very well.
No, fair play. So just your passage, I suppose, from the paddocks anyway comes up here, and this is your collecting yard then by default here, is it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can come up basically straight up from there or down the other tracks again. Just means that we can have cows coming in theory, and cows going out, and they don't ever meet, they don't ever really get in the way of each other.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah, it works well enough, so it does.
Yeah. So was this tank here already?
Yes.
Prior to when you came here?
Yeah, that was all already installed.
Okay.
So,
Good capacity there by the look of it.
yeah, it does us. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does us very well. Like that would do us up to 300 cows.
Yeah.
We're not in any really NVZs or anything like that yet, but not saying they
time it
won't
might
be
come.
like
Yeah.
So, but there's plenty enough storage there, and the ground is quite unforgiving here. But at the same time, when it needs water, it will take it as well. So,
Right.
it does do us fairly well on that respect. And with sand beds, we can get in there and clean it as well. So,
Right.
yeah, that makes a big difference to what we can bed with, really.
Okay. So maybe just the rest of your wintering facilities then. How many cubicles have you here in the shed?
Oh, well, yeah, that's very unfinished now. So we have another cubicle shed going up here now in the next week. So we have another 160 cubicles to put in before the cows actually come in.
Yeah.
So there's like 100 cubicles in there. yeah, we're probably running out of time a lot more than we wanted to, but equally, I think we'll probably just about pull it off. Yeah, we'll end up with about 265 cubicles in total.
Right.
And then a large loose house shed over there, which is where all our springers go, basically.
On
so,
straw?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is straw plentiful in the area here?
Not so much here, but you haven't got to drive too far away to find it. This area would be very sort of green grass, and yeah, find the straw somewhere else.
Yeah.
But like our other farm would be right in the middle of straw country, I suppose. So yeah, it's never far away anyway. So
Yeah. So look, Jonathan, thanks for your time here today.
Yeah,
look, thank you for the business you gave us purchasing livestock.
Yep.
And hopefully John can help you again in the future
Yeah, definitely. So.
and help build your business for your family here as well.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.